interesting. All right, let's see here. I think we are getting there. We got the chat going. We got a lot of people from all over again tonight. All righty. Let's see here. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. I am so happy that you are joining us. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. So I just want to give a little disclaimer really quick. There is some bad weather coming in to Texas. So if we happen to go out, I apologize. Hopefully Miriam can finish up her talk. If not, that is why we won't be here. So if we all of a sudden lose access with you guys. But welcome. Tonight I brought along Miriam.
Hello.
I can't figure it out every single night this week.
You always
I know. Melissa had to stop studying to join us. Welcome, Melissa. I'm so happy to have you back again tonight. So guys, I am Tammy, and welcome again to Friday Night Special with Miriam. I know that we feel isolated, we feel alone, overwhelmed, but we will get through this, guys, together and come out a stronger nursing family on the other side. So let's review. What is a nursing family? I think by now you guys probably already know what we're going to say here. So if you want, you can drop it into the box and let's see how you guys do. But we believe that cooperation is more important than competition. We believe that we can all do this. We believe that we are all in this together. And that is why we were here all night this week as a nursing family to inspire and motivate you guys. Now, if you guys have met the beautiful Miriam, I have the honor of introducing you guys to her really quickly. Miriam has been a nurse since 2009 and has worked med-surg hospice and currently in a new life center. She is a nationally trained certified maternal newborn nurse and has her MSN in nurse education. She joined nursing.com in 2018 and it was super awesome. We loved her interview. Maybe one day we can post that online. She has taught more than 300,000 nurses how to master OB nursing. In fact, her lessons on nursing.com just in the last year have been viewed over 1.2 million times.
That is crazy.
I know. Let that number sink in there, Miriam. You're popular. On top of that, she leads the incredible global team of nurse educators who combined have created over 2,000 plus clear and concise lessons for nursing students. So Miriam, if you guys can't tell by that, she is freaking amazing. And we are so honored to have her here at nursing.com. And tonight she's going to be teaching us 5, you want to take it? 5 what? 5 tips for
transitioning to practice.
All right, Miriam, let's party.
Well, guys, here at nursing.com, we are a family. Get my
family.
Oh. All right.
All right, not that kind of party, Miriam.
I know.
Come on. Let's get serious. We're a serious bunch. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so without further ado, guys, I am going to let Miriam take over.
Okay. Can you see it? Okay. So, guys, I'm going to give you 5 tips to transitioning into practice. And I want to real quick tell you that, at nursing.com, for those of you that aren't that familiar with us, we give you everything you need to get through nursing school, past your NCLEX, without totally losing your mind. So I'm hoping that these 5 tips can help you transition into practice with that same experience so that you're not losing your mind. You guys are entering into a pandemic, which of course, was not expected at all when you started nursing school. So hopefully some of these tips you can use just to help you along the way. All right. So tip number 1 is to have a plan. So this is really important, and I have a couple ways to do this, but it's so important to have a plan as best you can. You know, things are going to come up in your day when you're a nurse, and it's totally okay. You just have to be ready to kind of move and pivot with that. But one way that helps is to have like a set report sheet. So this is one that we have on nursing.com, a cheat sheet. It's part of one, but it goes through every system where you can keep everything really organized. And it's really important, especially as a new nurse, to keep everything as organized as you can. You are coming out from school and trying to remember everything you learned in school, the things that the hospital does that you're at, the things you see the nurses do, the new policies, all the doctors' names, all the nurses' names, all of these things. So having a plan where you kind of have all your thoughts organized can be really, really helpful. And I'll tell you, the unit that I work on now, we kind of have a standardized report sheet that we use all the time, like all the nurses use. And so it really helps because we're kind of given the same report, going down the same lines of systems, just to keep everything on track. And what I do is I literally get a report on my patients, and then I stick a Post-it note on each one of their report sheets so I can keep track, because it's so much information. So for instance, I'll go into a patient's room and they want towels, let's say. The second I walk out of that room, somebody else needs something and I totally forget. So it just kind of helps me have one thing to look at, or if I have a certain med that I can't forget to give, things like that. And then I can cross it off my list, and it just really helps. Okay, so that's tip 1, have a plan. So tip 2, find a mentor. So meet Nancy. She was my mentor, still is, and a very young me when I was pregnant with my first. But she was like the unit mother on our floor. And you always want to find one of these. She is a good baker. She'd always bring treats. But more than that, I could go to her for anything. And she, sad for us, but for her, she retired and moved away. But she literally was someone that if I had a question, anything I needed to run off of, I could go to her. She would probably laugh at this, but I felt like she knew everything. And I never thought I would ever be there. Not that I think I know everything by any means, but you just feel like you're never going to reach that level of experience. So find yourself a Nancy. So mentors can be really helpful. You can run ideas off of them. You can practice conversations with them, things you see. Maybe your patient's got some symptoms going on that you're not quite sure about, and you can go to them and run off these ideas. Now, some hospitals, when you work on, they will, or some places, maybe even a doctor's office, wherever it is you go to work, they sometimes will give you a mentor, someone that you can go to that's been there for a while. So you can by all means use them. If you don't jive with them, just find somebody else. It can be anybody that works on the floor and knows anything about the area, right? So just have somebody like that that you can go to. All right, so tip 3 is take care of you. Okay, this is really important. As a nurse, you are taking care of everybody else, right? It's your job. It's just who you are. And we kind of feel that need to just take care of everybody else. And I'm telling you guys this to take care of you because I need to take this advice myself. You know, I want to take on everything. I want to help all the patients. I don't want to leave my nurses hanging, but it can burn you out so fast. So let me tell you a little story. So where I work now, we have a nursery that we have sometimes have drug addicted babies in. And these babies, if you've never seen them, we say that they have NAS, neonatal abstinence syndrome. So they're withdrawing. So it's very painful for them, and they get this high pitched cry. It's ear piercing. So I was assigned to this girl that we had there for almost 3 months. And she would just cry, high pitched cry. You could not put her down. And the other nurses that were in the nursery with me were assigned to go attend deliveries that day. So I really didn't have anybody that could give me a break, and I didn't want to ask anybody for that. So I'm telling you to ask for help. So in hindsight, I should have asked my manager to come help. I should have asked, but I didn't. So I held her all day, rocked her. I don't think I ever left to go to the bathroom. I don't think I had barely anything to eat or drink because she could not be put down. So that night, the night shift relief came in, Jen, and she looked at me and said, "Hand me that baby." And so I did, and I gave a report, and I went home and just lost it. So I had nothing left to give my family at home. My kids were excited to see me, and it was everything in me just to pay attention to them when I just wanted to kind of shut everything out. So I will tell you, please, if you take nothing else from this, take care of you, take breaks. You know, when you're the nurse, you have to schedule yourself breaks. You have to look at that and say, okay, I'm going to just go hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes, and that's okay. When you're in nursing clinical, you get that awesome 30-minute uninterrupted lunch break, and you get a post-clinical, right? Post-conference. When you're the nurse, you have to figure that out, and that can be hard, and something I never really did well. So make sure you take care of you, because a tired, burned out nurse is not going to take good care of patients. And you know, when you're a new nurse, they are going to be offering you extra premium pay, whatever it is, to come in and pick up these extra shifts. If you want to do that and you want the extra money, just make sure that you are taking the breaks and looking out for yourself and not doing like 5 shifts in a row. So that's my biggest piece here. So tip 3, take care of you. Tip 4, practice communication. I don't know about you, but this is how I felt as a new grad anytime I thought I was going to have to call a doctor. Okay, you want to like run. It's scary, but you all know, you've seen this probably in nursing school, that you cannot get better at something unless you practice, right? You're not going to just go throw a Foley catheter in somebody if you've never done it before, or I hope not. So practice communication. So mentors can be really helpful for this. You can run through a conversation with them. I used to go into the bathroom and practice before I was going to call a doctor. I'll admit that. So don't be afraid to do that. Whatever you need to do just to run through that SBAR communication or whatever it is that you use to talk to the doctors. Another tip is to talk to the mentor that you have or other nurses on the floor if you're about to talk to a doctor. Some doctors want to know every detail. Some want to just get off the phone and they want you to get down to what you need. So kind of find out from them. And now, like, it's so easy to talk to any of the doctors. I know you'll get to know them and it does get easier, but I've heard from new grads, this is a very scary thing, and I would agree. So definitely practice your communication. All right. And our last tip here is I want you guys to remember your why. Okay, you all started on this journey or are starting on this journey or just finished this journey, but you still started for one reason. So I want you all to remember your why. So I'm going to make you all close your eyes, even though I can't see you. Close your eyes and just think for a second about why you started on this journey. And you can even put it in the comment box if you want. We'd love to see it. So some of you might have started on this journey because you liked blood or you liked wounds. Maybe you just wanted to take better care of somebody than what you saw somebody else be cared for in your family. For me, I saw the movie Patch Adams, and he was not a nurse in that movie, but I saw how he made people happy and helped people, and I wanted to do that. So just think about what your why is. There's a nurse I know that before she starts her shift on the med-surg floor, she sits in her car, looks at the hospital, and thinks about her why, and it's kind of her meditation before she goes on to her shift and things get crazy. So every now and then while you're in your nursing career, you're gonna have to just kind of stop and ask yourself why again to bring yourself back. Like I said, you're gonna get a little burned out. You might get a little tired at times, but this can kind of help reset you. So just go back and remember your why. And I want you guys to not go out and think that you should know everything, because that's, if you do think you're supposed to know everything and act like that, that's gonna be the problem. You are not expected to come out and know everything. So don't be afraid to ask questions and find those nurses that have been there that you can go to and kind of get that advice and that help from. Okay, so quote, maybe you guys have seen some, but we say this a lot. So I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. So many times, right? Like all the nurses I know would probably say this. It is not easy. And being a nurse is not easy. And right now, going out in a pandemic is, of course, really difficult. But I'm telling you, it is all going to be worth it. Okay, guys, as we always say here, go out and be your best selves today. And as always, happy nursing.
Thank you, Miriam. That's amazing. So I just had a couple of questions I asked. So some people said they love to put a smile on people's faces. It brings joy and above all filled to explore. So a lot of people love that. So I just had a couple of questions that I had asked on Instagram earlier today. I asked people if they had any questions for you. And one question is, let's see. Here, while I find those, you can talk on this. The nurses were my support when my son was in the ICU after a long first seizure when he was 2. They were my pillars and strength when I couldn't stand. I wanted to be someone else's strength too.
I love that.
That's awesome. So that's kind of what John was talking on Monday night about his son Taz. So if anybody missed that one, you guys can go over on our YouTube channel, and he talked about that in there. Okay, Miriam.
Yes.
So somebody wanted to ask, what do you wish that you would have known inside of nursing.com before you became a nurse?
Okay, so first, I just wish that I had nursing.com. It did not exist, unfortunately, when I was in school.
Right.
But okay, so some of the things, it's hard to pick. But I would say the SimClex. So that's our kind of practice simulated NCLEX. Really helpful. I wish I had had something like that to practice. I was just going through practice questions and practice questions, and that giving you that environment, I think would have been really helpful. And also just some of the hard courses, like getting that good content, like the ABG course, I think is really helpful. I think ABGs are really hard to understand. So things like that I think could be really helpful. And my other, sorry, you might have only asked for one thing, and
No, you can ask.
My last thing. I think it's amazing. So you can create study plans in nursing.com, and it's really amazing. You can search by book so that you can look at the chapters. And I don't know if I should reveal the secret or if it's a secret, but you can email your syllabus.
You can share
to set up or support people who are awesome. Help set up a study plan so you know exactly what to go hunt for. Now, Tammy's going to have a bunch of emails.
I know. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm fine with that. I enjoy actually setting up y'all's syllabus for you.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put my email address right here. So if you have an account, you can actually contact me about that. Okay, so you talked about the ABG. Do you want to kind of elaborate on that? I can put in ABG fill in the blank if you guys struggle with that.
Yeah, I just think some of the courses, it helps you to be able to read the ABG to know, are we in metabolic acidosis? What's happening? Are we compensating? So the lessons just kind of break it down. And then there's lessons that show you how to actually read the ABG. So.
Yes. Okay, so here's a question. Okay. What should I know, review as a new grad going into oncology med-surg?
So if you have an account with us, we have a few oncology lessons, but not too many yet. But so all of that in there and the med-surg, but I would also suggest this would go for any specialty. If you're going into a specialty because you don't learn a ton about specialties while you're in school, like OB, hospice, neuro, ICU, things like that, or any ICU, get a book, and there's tons of them out there. I don't know one specifically, but you can look up oncology nurse books and just kind of, I know John has a good ICU one that he always recommends for critical care, but kind of read about things that you'll see on the floor, and advice from, a lot of them are written by nurses. So those can be really, really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So the next question that I have, and if you guys want, while I'm reading these questions from Instagram, you guys can go ahead and throw your questions in the chat, and she can answer those as well. Being on probation, usually like in the South, I know it's like there's 6-month trial or I don't know. What do you guys call it over?
I don't know. I think of that as like you just got out of jail.
So a lot of times down here in the South, like you're on like a 6-month probation.
Like a trial. Let's try
yeah, like
the nurse.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
We call, I guess, RNA. I don't know. There's probably some term. I don't know. Maybe it's probation. I just think of jail.
Okay, but not jail, but on your trial period.
Okay, on your trial.
As a new nurse, we might make quite a few mistakes. Any advice?
Okay, so if you ever don't know something and you're afraid you're going to make a mistake, don't be afraid to ask. That would be advice number 1, so that you don't make that mistake and you catch it. So find yourself a Nancy or a mentor and go ask them, talk them through it. You know, don't ever be afraid to look dumb or silly if you're afraid that that's going to do that, because someone's life is in your hands. So I'd rather look ridiculous for asking something so simple than,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like, when I first started. You're not expected to know everything,
And if you feel like the nurses think you should, then go find another nurse.
Yeah, there's going to be somebody there that will be on your side and be
totally pull you.
Yeah. So don't be nervous about that. And then just make sure that you ask before. If you're not sure, you'd rather ask than be wrong.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So I have a link for the SBAR communication.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Guys, it just started pouring down rain here.
There's a tornado. You're good.
Hopefully not. All right. So SBAR communication, I know that kind of started really big in the hospital when I was working in there. So yeah, do you want to go over that a little bit more?
Yeah, so SBAR is kind of the breakdown for when you're giving a report either to another nurse or when you're talking to a doctor, but it helps organize your thoughts. And in that course, which you can also find when you search just the cheat sheets, there's one that gives the breakdown. So the S stands for, it's a mnemonic. So the S stands for situation. So the given situation that's happening. B is the background or the history on the patient. Assessment is going to be your A. And so I think of that when you're calling the doctor, you don't want to give your full head-to-toe assessment. They don't want that. They want to know, like, what is the pertinent assessment information right now.
Right.
So assessment, and then your R is recommendations. But I also always teach and say that R is recommendations and reminders. So when I'm giving report and I get to my R piece of that, if I have a recommendation, I'll give it, but then I'll also do things like remember there's lab work at 3 a.m. Or whatever it may be. So it just kind of helps organize, and it gives a clear language for everyone in healthcare to talk to limit healthcare errors.
So would you say kind of more need to know information on that? Or
yeah, it just helps. Well, so it depends on the patient. You might have some that's quick to the point, but it's more just kind of organizing your information. So you're not like, well, I'm taking care of Mrs. Smith. Her leg hurts, and you're bouncing all back and forth. So
right.
Everything organized.
And you said you would go in the bathroom and practice this before you'd call the doctors, huh?
I totally admit that. It's embarrassing.
So let's run through a scenario really quick.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So let's practice.
Write this down.
Let's practice SBAR. You can make up what the patient is, but let's pretend like I am the doctor.
Okay.
We'll make it a surgeon. Or no, we'll do OB since that's kind of your realm. Dr. Huz, yes. And let's just practice that really quick. What would you say as I'm attending and you are calling up because let's say I'm going into labor? Is that
okay? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Or not me. I'm not going into labor.
So you would just say, "Hey, Dr. Haas, this is Nurse Miriam, or Miriam, the nurse taking care of Miss Smith," we'll say, common last name. And so in the situation, you would say she just arrived. She's 38 weeks pregnant. She's complaining of contractions. And then you would give your assessment, which would be, I don't see any leakage of fluid for rupture of membranes. So I don't see any leakage of fluid. I do see her contractions are every 5 minutes. Maybe if I've checked you, you're 6 centimeters. And then I'm going to give my well, oh shoot, I forgot background. Look at us. Mix it all in together. Okay, let's try again. So situation. Hey, Dr. Haas, this is Miriam. I'm calling about Mrs. Smith, who is complaining that she feels like she is in labor. So then the background is going to be she's 38 weeks pregnant. So it's just her history. We could say she's got a history of preeclampsia, let's say. That's something that happens in OB land a lot. And then my assessment would be she's contracting every 5 minutes, she's 6 centimeters. And then my recommendations would be, do you want me to start an epidural, give fluids, any of the things that you would normally do for whatever situation it is that you have for your patient.
Awesome. Well, Miriam, Dr. Haas is not in town, so you're going to have to deliver this baby on your own. I'm just kidding. Awesome. I mean, it seems simple, right?
Except for when you're actually on the phone with the doctor. I even just got it all mixed up with you. So you can see how the bathroom practice.
It's all right. So on that, what would you suggest? Because I mean, going into as a brand new nurse, what would you suggest? Because everybody gets those fears, everybody gets those anxieties. Yeah. What would you suggest them doing to kind of overcome those, or be able to speak more clearly towards the surgeon, or I always say surgeon because I worked in the operating room.
Yeah.
But or attending.
All right. So besides just practicing, something that I actually meant to say in my presentation that didn't, but if you can listen to other nurses talk to the doctors, sometimes that can be really helpful because you can get a feel for who they are, how they react to things. You can also go to your mentor or anybody they're about to talk to a doctor and just kind of find out what they like to know and then have it written down before you start talking to them. It's never as scary once you get off the phone with them. It's just the anxiety building of actually having to talk to them. Like I love all of this that I work with, but it's nothing scary.
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember anytime I would leave the operating room, which was kind of my comfort zone, and have to go up to the floor, like you just get this. But then once you kind of get into that scenario or that situation, it's like all of your training, all of your skills kind of take over, right? And like you're able to really
know of what is about to,
like trust your training, but ask what you don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to. It takes me a while to do the SBAR as I mix it up all the time. My instructor makes us call the doctor to do SBAR for our patients, but the doctors are really nice when they tell them that you're a student. Yeah, usually they are, right?
Yeah. It is easy, like you saw, to get it mixed up. Plus, I'm used to kind of putting everything together as well. But yes.
Yeah, you did good. I put you on the spot on that one.
It's okay.
Okay, so guys, Miriam, do you have anything else you'd like to add to your...
I don't think so. I'm glad you guys could come join us this week. This has been so fun.
Yes. And I just wanted to let you guys also know, if you would like, tonight, I think there's like 7:30. There's 4 more hours. I know, right? There's 4 more hours of the special pricing for the Student Academy, which is $25 a month. And you will be getting the NPQ, those nursing practice questions. You would be getting, how many courses are there now?
Tammy, putting me on the spot again. A lot. There's over 2,500 lessons.
Yeah. So so courses, you'll be getting lessons, you'll be getting cheat sheets, all in the Nursing Student Academy. Everything that you would need to be successful as a student. And then we also have that NCLEX prep, which is $210. Amazing deal, guys. 6 months, and you have 5 SimClexes, which
is a lot.
Yeah, hardly anybody uses all of them. You also have lessons that you can go back and review. You also have access to those NPQ questions, so you can know what areas you're struggling with. So I'm going to put a quick link so that you guys can go over and check it out. Now, Miriam.
Yes.
I am going to hide you because I have a special little video that I want to show everybody. I'll our amazing guys. This guy is behind the scenes. His name is Russ. He is our videographer. He is amazing. And Miriam can attest to how awesome he is. But he put this little video together for you guys. And I want to, we have some questions coming in about the pricing. This is a random question, but do you recommend buying the 2-year bundle? I have 1 year left, but I was wondering if you buy the 2-year bundle, does it all the SimClick preps come with it? Yes, I would absolutely buy that 2-year bundle because you also have access to all that first year nursing stuff. Yeah, so I would definitely do that. And just email support though, so they can help you out with that if you already have an account. Can I get help with study guide tonight? My semester starts on Monday. Melissa, I can do it for you on Monday. I promise I will do that if you email me and put Tammy on there. If I might be able to do it on Saturday though, so just let me know. Okay, so
you get a flood of stuff. So
I know. It's okay. I'll put that email address right here. contact@nursing.com.
Tammy is the best.
I can definitely do that for you. Okay, I am going to hide you. I hope you guys enjoy this quick little video that Russ put together for all of you wonderful, amazing family members. So let me hide you. Thank y'all so much for joining us this week. I had so much fun.
As always, we want you guys to succeed.
And be your best selves.
We may feel isolated, alone, and overwhelmed, but we will get through this together
and come out a stronger nursing family on the other side.
Thank you for being a part of the nursing family.
Thanks for joining the nursing family all week.
We love you guys. Now go out and be your best self today. Happy nursing.
Guys, we love you. We appreciate you joining us this entire week. I would like to invite you guys to go over to nursing.com. We have the most supportive cohort over there on our private Facebook group. Check out the trial for $1. See if it's right for you. See if it'll help. Now, always go out and be your best selves today. And happy nursing. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, guys. Thank you.